Hello again. This is Deborah Williams, founder and CEO at A Key to a Way Out. And I'm back to talk to you concerning the review of your credit report. Originally, when I started this conversation, I asked you to consider a few things before purchasing a home. But as I thought more about this information, I realized that it applies whether you're purchasing a home or not. One thing for sure, ensuring that your credit report is complete and accurate is an essential part of managing your finances throughout your life. It's a good practice for everyone who is not fortunate enough to have enough cash to make a major purchase without assistance to review their credit information. And I would venture that that's just about everybody that's watching this video. So my goal today is to provide value to you. So if you're watching this video, if I'm able to accomplish this goal, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, if you have suggestions on how I can enhance this information to you and make it more beneficial, then please leave those comments also. Now, why are we here today? We are here because, we're here because I want you to know that a good credit history is important. Now, whether you know it or not, some employers are now using your credit records as a part of the hiring process. So if you got a bad credit history, that may indicate to them that you're not responsible, and it may put a hold on your being hired, or in some instances, even getting a promotion. Additionally, if you have negative information on your credit report and you're trying to get credit, you may not be able to get the credit. Or if you do get the credit, you're not going to get the best available terms. So what you're going to end up with is borrowing money or getting credit cards with very high interest rates. So you end up paying for whatever you get 2 or 3 times over. So if you're not in a situation where you have a need for credit and you haven't reviewed your credit report for, let's say, the last 12 months, now is a good time to start. But what happens most of the time is that we wait until we have a need for credit, and then we find out that we need to clean up our credit situation. So according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you, as a consumer, have the right to dispute any information on your credit report on the basis of completeness or accuracy. Now, once you initiate a dispute, then the Bureau must investigate it free of charge, F-R-E-E, free of charge, and complete the investigation within 30 to 45 days of their acknowledgement of receipt of your complaint. 30 to 45 days. Doesn't sound like it's going to take very long, but there are some factors that will extend that period. So the first thing you need to do is to order your credit report. You need one for each of the 3 credit bureaus. That's Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. The good thing is you're entitled to a free credit report every 12 months. So how do you get it? You can get your credit reports, one for each bureau, from the Annual Credit Report website. Go to www.annualcreditreport.com. Now, there are a lot of imposters out there saying that you can get a free credit report. Not true, not true, not true. This is the only place that you can get a free annual credit report every 12 months. Okay? That's www.annualcreditreport.com. Now, once you've received your credit reports, You're going to review each report for erroneous or inaccurate information, such as accounts that are not yours, account numbers that are incorrect, incorrect dates, incorrect statuses, incorrect balances, incorrect late payment history, incorrect account types. Notice that I'm consistently talking about incorrect information, inaccurate information, erroneous information, stuff that's just down and out wrong on your credit report. You have no clue what it is. That's the first thing that you're going to look for. The next thing you're going to look for is inconsistent information, especially in your personal information. They may have employers that you've never worked for. They may have addresses that of places that you never lived at. They may even show a court record in an area that you haven't got a clue about. You've never been there, don't know anything about it. They're going to have duplicate information. You may see an item shown that it's in bankruptcy, but there's not a bankruptcy listed. Or you may know that you filed bankruptcy and you see an item there that you are sure was included in the bankruptcy, but it's not shown that it, those type things. You may have 3 months being reviewed, but they say you got 6 months of late payment. Now that's an inconsistency. So all of these things are what you're going to be looking for with a fine-tooth comb on your credit reports. I advise you to review one report at a time because it can get overwhelming, especially if you have a lot of information on your credit report. So you're going to start by reviewing your personal information. So, and the good thing about it is any of your personal information that's incorrect or inconsistent, you can challenge all of that in one letter. That's the only thing you're going to include in that letter, just personal information that is incorrect, erroneous, inconsistent, however you want to call it. So you challenge all of that. And just by challenging the personal information, once that's clear, you may find that it makes some of the other information in your report inconsistent. So that's a great place to start. Now, once you've gotten all of your personal data straightened out, it's correct, it's representing you, you know that it's you. Next, you want to review the report for what I call credit issues. Okay? So what's a credit issue? A credit issue is late payments, charge-offs, foreclosures, judgments, collections, bankruptcies. I'm sure by now you get the picture. And for many of these, the only thing that's going to heal them is time. However, if you identify any information in these categories that again is either erroneous or inconsistent information, then you need to take action to challenge it. Because any information that the Bureau cannot verify or that is truly inaccurate and they cannot show you otherwise must be immediately deleted from your credit report. So once that you're at that point and you've sent them the complaint or your dispute, then you can demand that they confirm that they're deleting the information and that a copy be sent to you. So all during this process, again, it talks about 30 to 45 days, but that is not the end of it all. It takes much longer, and it will depend on how many items you will need to dispute. When I talked about the personal information, I said all of that you can include in one dispute letter. But when it comes to the other items on your report that are inaccurate or inconsistent, you need to dispute them one at a time. So it's very important during this whole process that you keep good records. Records of what you send, including your postmarks. When you send stuff certified mail, be sure you keep all of your certified mail receipts. Everything that deals with this process, keep it. Anything that you receive from the bureaus, keep it. all during the dispute process, and then for several months, probably at least up to 6 months after the process is completed. So in addition to the credit report, you're going to need a couple of supplies. You're going to need markers because you got to mark up your credit report. You may want to use different color coding in order to identify exactly what category your discrepancy falls in. Is it inaccurate, or is it just wrong, or is it inconsistent? So you figure out your color code so you'll know what you're marking on your report. You're going to need folders. You're going to need one large folder for each of the credit bureaus, because you're going to keep the information and their responses in a folder, and whatever you send to them in a folder for each item that you're disputing. You're going to need paper, envelopes, and stamps. Now, I know you're saying, I know I can dispute this online, so why do I need paper, envelopes, and stamps? Well, the reason you need paper, envelopes, and stamps is because you want to add that personal touch to it so that the credit bureaus would know that you are serious about this. This is not a frivolous thing that you're trying to do. You want to get your information corrected because, as I said in the beginning, you are entitled to an accurate report, free of inconsistencies and erroneous information. Okay? So you're going to set up folders to keep track of everything that you're going on, that you're doing. Most importantly, you're going to need patience. This is not an overnight process. So once you have your supplies, once you have marked up your credit report, now you're ready to get started. You have your folder set up, and the next thing you're going to do is you're going to create a list. You're going to create a list for each bureau. On the list, you're going to identify the items that you plan on disputing. But prior to putting them on the list, you're going to prioritize them. Now, this is outside of your personal information. Remember, I said that's the first thing you do. But you're going to prioritize the other items in the order that you feel they have the most impact, negative impact on your credit report or your credit history. Okay? So you're going to create a list, and it's basically your checkoff list. So let's say the first thing that you decided to challenge was a bankruptcy. You filed, this is 2014, and you filed that bankruptcy in 1990, and it's still showing on your report. Should be gone by now. Should have been gone in 2000, but it's still there. And you've never looked at your credit report, so you weren't sure. So that's information that's there that should not be. So you're going to put that at the top of your list. You're going to create a folder for that particular bankruptcy. And outside the folder, as you take actions, you're going to list those actions. And you're going to list the dates that you took the actions. And you're going to list your follow-up date. So you can keep up with what you should be doing when. Each time you get a response back from the bureau, you're going to list what you received and the date you received it, any postmarks and things like that. So you have to keep very good records. I'm going to go more detail in my next video on the dispute process. But right now, I just wanted to set up your Basecamp. And like I said, you're going to need some folders. Excuse me. You're going to need some markers. You're going to need pen, paper, envelopes, and stamps. And you're going to need a lot of patience and a lot of persistence. So like I said, during my next video, I will discuss the actual dispute process more. And the reason that, and in the meantime, just in the meantime, what I'd like for you to do is to visit me For more tips on how to increase your financial awareness, visit me at the link below this video. Again, I would like your comments on whether or not this information was valuable to you, and if not, or even if so, but there was something I could have done more to enhance it, to make it more beneficial to you, and leave that information, those comments below the video also. I want you to have a great day. Visit me at http://bit.ly/1MA66 H C. Visit me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.